we have to think about something that is now being coined pandemic privilege. So the most social disadvantaged and the poorest communities are the most at risk for COVID, and they lack the privilege to socially distance. And they're also more likely to have existing health inequities that are going to make them more likely to have poorer outcomes from COVID. And if we just pull the number for Black Americans, they are twice as likely to die from COVID over a white American. So when we talk about pandemic privilege, that's the privilege to work from home, the privilege to have health insurance, privilege to not be a part of a racial group or a group that's disproportionately affected by COVID, like the immunocompromised and the elderly. Even the privilege of not knowing someone personally has died is all pandemic privilege. So we need to check that privilege. I mean, we need to stop contributing to activities that cause harm in these less privileged areas. That's stay home, don't travel, don't meet in groups indoors, wear your mask anytime you leave the house, and don't use a test as a way to bypass these safety measures and gather anyway. So if you engage in these activities, in my opinion, you should take responsibility for the fallout. So that's the deaths. That's especially the deaths in our Black and Brown communities. And that's also the overwhelming workload and trauma that we are causing to frontline health workers. If you are not checking your pandemic privilege, you should take some of the responsibility for this. And it's only going to get worse. So stay home, do not travel, wash your hands, and just wear your mask. That's just where I'm at. I know we already had a really great and moving, I would say rant, but it's better than a rant from Omari about what the police did. But this got me fired up today. It's just got me fired up. I got on Instagram today and I saw at least 5 people getting on airplanes, going on vacations, going on trips that are not life or death trips. And it just brought tears to my eyes to see these people that I consider friends just not considering these people that are less fortunate, people that are not as privileged as we are. And it just broke my heart. And I'm just like, you do that, consider me not a friend.
Real deal. I don't,
That's where I'm at.
In our community here, especially Black communities of color, is a lot scattered out because of displacement, gentrification. So we're not seeing the potency and the deaths like the rest of America and Black communities. When you go to a lot of bigger cities back east or down south, like, man, Black people dying from this COVID, like dying. The number twice is likely to die. And so if people wonder why we take it serious here at Converge, we wonder why we got a coronavirus update show, we wonder why Nikki Barron comes here every day, is because, you know what? Shit, being Black here in America, we always outnumber. We always outgunned. So we got to fight back. The only way for us to fight back is information. And so that's why we're committed to getting this information out to the community.
Yeah. I mean, take a longer lens to your life. That's my advice. Like, is the instant gratification of going to Mexico right now honestly more important than dying or killing somebody? For me, that's a no. There's no amount of instant gratification that's going to get me on a plane to Mexico for vacation. There's just not. And, take a longer lens. You got to live with that. If you bring that back to your communities and spread it, you get to live with the guilt of knowing that you did that. Is that something you want to do? Then just stay home, wear your mask, don't gather in groups. There'll be another Christmas next year. Delay the gratification. It just isn't worth it.